guys, welcome to my channel. I am Ram. In the previous video, we saw about what are the benefits that we can get out of attending placements, whether it is an on-campus placement or an off-campus placement. So in this video, we are going to see about what are the stages involved in a placement process. Okay, the first three stages are the notification, the enrollment, then there will be a pre-placement talk. Okay, these three stages does not require any specific preparation from a candidate side, okay, but the following three stages require some preparation from the candidate side. Okay, the following three stages are the aptitude test, the group discussion, then there will be an interview. Okay, these three stages require some preparation from a candidate side. Okay, so today's video is going to be how to prepare for aptitude test. Okay, so come, let's get into the video.
I am going to divide the preparation of aptitude test into 4 sub preparations, that is quantitative preparation, logical reasoning preparation, data interpretation preparation, and finally English. So if you want to clear aptitude test, you have to prepare for it in a systematic way as follows. That is, you have to prepare for quantitative separately, logical reasoning separately, data interpretation separately, and finally English. So let's see what are the topics that we need to cover under each one of these segments. For quantitative, we need to cover 7 topics. If you can cover all these 7 topics, then you are good to clear quantitative. So the 7 topics are average, ratio, percentage, simple interest, compound interest, time, work, clock, calendars, and finally probability. As I said, if you can clear all these 7 topics, then you are good to go for quantitative. Come on, let's see what are the topics that are under logical reasoning preparation. So I would suggest only 4 topics under logical reasoning, that is blood relations, coding, decoding, cubes, dices, and finally directions. So if you can clear all these 4 topics, then you are good to go for logical reasoning as well. Come on, let's move on to data interpretation. So in data interpretation, there are only 3 topics. So the topics are graphs, bar diagrams, and finally pie charts. So please try to cover only these topics. Don't try to spend much time in other topics, because these are the topics I handpicked for you, so that you don't need to prepare all other topics which are less important, or the questions from those topics may or may not come. Okay, so these are the topics that most of the aptitude test will ask question only from these topics. So try to cover only these topics. Don't try to go beyond this. Okay, so if you have more time, try to refer more topics, but these topics are more than enough in case of quantitative, logical reasoning, and data interpretation. Come on, let's move on to English. So as far English is concerned, the number of questions asked from English segment is more in reading comprehension and spot the error. So these 2 areas are those where the number of questions are more in case of English segment. So try to prepare for these 2 topics in specific. But apart from these 2 topics, there are areas you need to focus on. So those topics are as follows. That is the phrase and the clause, noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, active voice, passive voice, tenses, that is past tense, present tense, and the future tense, preposition, conjunctions, sentences, that is simple sentence, compound sentence, and complex sentence, and finally adjectives. So if you can cover all these topics, then you are good to go for English segment as well. So these topics are those you might have learnt in your school days itself, but I would suggest you to learn these topics again, so that you get familiar with that and you can attend the aptitude test in an easy manner. You might ask, what are the books that I need to refer in order to cover all these topics? In case of quantitative, logical reasoning, and data interpretation, I would suggest the books from R.S. Agarwal and Arun Sharma, that is Quantitative Aptitude by R.S. Agarwal and Arun Sharma. So these 2 books are very much elaborate, and they have given more examples and exercise problems, so that you can learn these topics in an easy way. So try to cover all these topics from these 2 authors. Okay, now let's move on to English. So in case of English, I would suggest English Grammar and Composition by Brennan Martin. So Brennan Martin is the author's name. So try to cover all the English topics from this book. So this book is also used by millions of competitive exam aspirants in order to prepare for English and grammar parts. Okay, so try to cover all the grammar and English part from English Grammar and Composition by Brennan Martin. So I would suggest all these 3 books. So it would require almost around 10 to 15 days to cover all these topics. All these topics that are under quantitative, logical reasoning, data interpretation, and English. So if you can cover that in 10 to 15 days, then you are good to go for aptitude test. I hope this is enough to clear aptitude test.
I hope this video is informative and understandable. So please share to your friends so that they will get benefit out of this. So subscribe my channel for the future content as well. If you have any other queries, let me know in the comment section. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye bye.